Yeah, I don't know who's watching this, but I need you all to tell me if the audio is okay. Can you guys hear me all right? Um, is the music balanced? Is everything balanced? In fact, I'll put it in chat. Let me know if the keyboard's too loud too. Okay, anyways, I should just get to the point. The intention of this stream is not really to animate as much as it is just to color things. I already have the animation done. I was too embarrassed to... Okay, thank you, VC, for the clarification. The audio is good. I will begin. The animation took... Okay, keyboard is a bit loud. Makes sense. It's a Razer keyboard. It's going to be loud. I should probably change that. Anyways, the point of this stream is just to get the coloring done. The animation took way too long. The only reason I put animation in the title is if I notice anything looks weird or like off, then I'll change it. But for the most part, the animation is done. The line art is done. I'm not going to be doing any shading. I'll do that off stream because that won't be very fun to watch. That'll be 3 hours of me struggling to understand basic lighting concepts. But anyways, let's get to coloring. Now let me know if my voice is too loud as I approach the tablet. That means I'm getting closer to my mic. I did the first frame here just as a test, to make sure that everything is in order. Every other frame is uncolored, and as such, it looks weird. Anyways, I have 50 million different layers. I apologize. A lot of the stream might turn into... James, no, there's no stream tips. You cannot tip me, unfortunately. As much as I would like money, I don't have a PayPal set up. Just trying to find the right layer. I think I'm going to start with his lower half, so his shirt, his arms, everything there. Very complicated down there. Well, not complicated, but there's like 3 different colors. Anyways, I could find the right layer. Okay. I'm going to be doing this a lot, going to the previous frame and picking colors, because I neglected to set up a color palette for Mr. Bass here. Oh well. I just tried to use the mouse to the side of me, and I realized it's not plugged in, because I don't have enough USB ports. I had to sacrifice something. I'm trying to read chat, hold on. Give me a second here, I'm going to open up chat on another device so that I might keep in touch with you people. Sing the above song. No. Anyways, I don't have much to discuss here, but I still think the stream will be about 3 hours long, given that coloring is a very intensive, stressful process. It might not look like it, but it goes beyond just using the bucket tool. Unfortunately, I wish it were that easy. Normally I just use a big old brush and I just kind of erase around, but that kind of gets difficult because then I have to zoom way in, make sure it's not interfering with anything. It's too much of a hassle. And I'd sue you if I get in a car accident because I'm watching you while I drive. No. Possibly. I don't know. Very interesting questions, James. My production value is much higher this time around, if you haven't noticed. I've got the green screen behind me, which creates this brilliant illusion of transparency. There's no large square. I'm transparent. Of course, if I stick my hands out like this, I kind of start to disappear, but for the most part, transparent. Took me a while to set this up. My webcam is no longer a Logitech camera from 2010, and I got some nice lights in here. It looks like a hospital, but it's much brighter. What program do you use? I use Clip Studio Paint for animation, OBS for streaming, and for the most part Filmora for editing. It's very simple, straight to the point. But for more complex effects, I like to use Sony Vegas and sometimes Adobe Premiere. I don't know too much about Adobe or Vegas. I used Premiere to make that cool little spinning logo in the corner there. Do I have my schedule for next year? Yes, I do, James. Took me about, I want to say, an hour to do this first frame. It shouldn't have taken that long, but it did. I'm not proud of it. We've got some nice summer heat in here, so feels very, very nice sitting in this gamer chair with the fan that barely works. Great. I've got my Diet Sam's. I'm loving it. What do you people think of the music selection? Is it too bombastic? What's playing right now? I have no idea. I was thinking of going with like more classical stuff, but I ultimately just decided to mostly use video game soundtrack stuff because A, I figured I can't get sued for that, and B, I don't know, it's simple and it's what I know. Diet Sam's. Diet Sam's, if you've never heard of Diet Sam's, it's a delicious alternative to real soda. It's it's technically, it's a brand. It's not name brand, but it's bootleg in the same vein as like Dr. Perky. It's delicious. I am an enthusiast of bootleg sodas from the dollar store. The worst one I ever had was, it was called literally Diet Soda Cola, and it tasted kind of just like sugary water mixed with salt. It was not pleasant to drink. Would not recommend anyone ever drinks Diet Soda Cola. Very creative naming there. My TV broke recently. One of them, well, I mean, it's not necessarily broken, it can be repaired, but it's an old 13-inch CRT TV, and I tried putting a tape in it because it's one of those 2-in-1 VCR CRTs, and it wouldn't take my tape. It just said, it had the little stop icon, and then it just turned off. Does that every time. Stays on for about 10 seconds, goes off. It's wonderful. You know, I think I'll just do the bottom half first for all frames. I'll just go over them. RIP TV. Yeah, RIP. I'm looking to find someone who can maybe repair it at some point, but I am completely broke. And I don't trust myself not to get electrocuted getting into an old CRT. So, that's that. On the topic of olden day things, I recently got some new games. I think they're right here, actually. I got me... Well, there's only 2 of them beside me, but I got a copy of Gex, the iconic Gex 64, except you'll notice someone wrote their name on it. I'm out to get this Mickey guy who wrote their name on my precious Gex. And I got a complete copy of Superstar Saga, which I'm very excited about. I got it for about $100, which I think is a good deal. I don't know how much it goes for as of now. But anyways, I'm excited to play that, but also kind of paranoid because it's a good game and all. I have it loose, and I'm somewhat paranoid about opening it because every time I open the box, I risk damaging the cardboard, because Nintendo made the very clever decision of making all of their boxes up until like 2006 out of cardboard. Delicious, beautiful cardboard that wears and tears everywhere, and it doesn't stay in shape. Its creases, deteriorates, everyone throws it away. Eventually, with the Wii, they came to their senses, but like, very annoying. Sega knew what they were doing. Sega had their nice plastic, hard plastic cases. I have a copy of Sonic 2 for the Sega Genesis in box, and it looks fine because they made it out of plastic. My music taste has been completely ruined. I've been listening to nothing but Oingo Boingo for the last couple months. It's very, very fun music, very energetic. It has all the energy of punk, but it's not punk. It's very sarcastic and humorous. What computer am I using? I'm using the Asus VivoBook S15. It is a Windows computer. It has Intel i7 and some bootleg laptop GPU. I don't know. Not a very well-known laptop, I can't imagine. But it gets the job done, I guess. I'm looking to upgrade to a desktop once the market improves. Didn't they make that one song that you made, like, that thing, IRL? Are you talking about Little Girls? I imagine you're probably talking about Little Girls. Ironically, that song is very catchy, but that's the problem, is it's about little girls. That's the whole point. There's a lot of people, well, not a lot, but there's like a vocal minority that can't seem to realize that that Oingo Boingo song happens to be satire to this day. Very sad. I think roughly 70 to 80% of their music is satire. And then the last 3 albums are just kind of sad. But they're still really good. A lot of people don't like their last 3 albums. Boingo 1987, Dark at the End of the Tunnel, and Boingo 1994. Boingo 1987 has a more like synthy, like traditional 80s sound to it. And a lot of people don't like that. They think it's too commercial. But I personally have no issue with it. I think it sounds great. Their next album took a complete turn into just pure depression. It's quite literally called Dark at the End of the Tunnel. Lots of very drab... I mean, they're not boring. That's a bad word to use. It's weird because, like, the songs on a surface level are fine, but I just can't bring myself to listen to them. There's not much to grab onto. I like about 4 songs. No, that's not true. I can tolerate about 8 songs of the 11 on that album. And of those 8 songs, I consistently listen to about 4, which is not very good, considering that's throwing out about 2/3 of the album. When are you getting online with this? I will get online with you, James, at some point when I'm not busy. I have lots of things planned. I have a whole list of animation related stuff I'd like to get done by the end of this summer, because otherwise it's not going to get done at all. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Oingo Boingo. Their last album, Boingo 1994. It's, if you haven't listened to it, I would very much recommend listening to it. Listen to all of their music, please. But it's easily their most sad album. Completely serious, which, like, I mean, I get the complaint that a band called Oingo Boingo shouldn't have completely serious music, but at the same time, I like it. Lots of social commentary. Their last song is this one, like, well, their last studio recorded song is a 16-minute magnum opus called Change, and it's wonderful. It's like 4 different songs in one. It's very weird. Anyways, that my little tangent about Oingo Boingo's over. Hope you won't miss it too much. I finished the background a couple days ago. It looks fine, I guess. It's completely serviceable. It's a little bit derivative from the original. Well, not a little bit, it's entirely derivative, but like, I changed a couple things, the color palette, namely. Made it look more basic, I guess. I also realized I forgot that there's background characters in that background, so I need to go add them at some point. How long have we been running for? 17 minutes, wow. I plan to stream the Cuphead DLC at some point. I haven't gotten my hands on it. I need to. It looks very fun. I've already gotten most of it spoiled for me, but oh well. Has anyone here played the Cuphead DLC? Can anyone inform me if it's worth it or not? If you're wondering, this is for an animation collab I'm in for the SpongeBob episode Pickles. It's Bubble Bass's first appearance as far as I'm aware. And there's this one clip that me and my family always quote. No one else quotes it. It's not even that funny inherently. It's the line, "Still no pickles." I got a notification. It looked like my Clip Studio was about to crash. Anyways, the line "Still no pickles" is something I quote constantly with my family. And when I saw that they were doing a collab for this episode, I jumped at the opportunity to do this scene, which I'm excited to do. Okay, well, that's good to hear. It does look, the Cuphead DLC does look very fun. Curious what studio MDHR is going to do next. I can't imagine they're going to do anything else with the Cuphead property. Maybe more DLC, but I doubt it. If they were to do a sequel, it'd take about a decade. Anyways, as for other collabs I'm in the Flushed Away collab, which I think I have two scenes currently. Originally I had 4, but then I realized I bit off more than I could chew when I signed up for 4. So I asked to please be lowered to 2 scenes. And those scenes are very fun. All I really have done for it is a model sheet for one of the characters. That's about it. I haven't touched any of my work on it. And you press Alt F4, it unlocks a special brush. You know, I've tried that special brush, that really super epic brush, and it doesn't work all too well. Okay, I need the chat's opinion on the little spinning logo in the corner. Is it a good addition, or is it too distracting? Because I like it personally, but I feel like it might hurt to look at. And Shift QQ. Yeah, no, that brush doesn't work either. Unfortunately. At some point, I'd like to migrate to a different platform other than YouTube. I mean, YouTube is fun and all, but I don't know, it's just not equipped for short form content. I mean, YouTube sure loves to act like they are with YouTube Shorts, but I don't know, I just never have been able to get around the idea of YouTube Shorts. It just looks so boring. I don't know. Maybe TikTok. I feel like TikTok. Well, I mean, YouTube has said before, like explicitly, that they will give you views if you make YouTube Shorts, because no one's making YouTube Shorts. So maybe I should try that, but I don't know. I feel like TikTok would be a fun endeavor. It seems like animators are doing well on TikTok. I wouldn't stop posting to YouTube, but it'd be a nice place to put my shorter stuff, because as of now, all I post is like 6-7 second things, and I think that's better equipped for an app like TikTok. It makes the most sense. I've spent a lot of time experimenting with brushes in the past, and I've been trying to go for that cell animation look. I don't think I've done it too well in this one, and I kind of just abandoned the idea for this one at least, and I'm using the gouache brush, which I think works okay, but I need to figure out. So there are some people who can make digital look like cell animation really well, and then there's me. But I'd like to figure out how that works. I'm also tooling with line thickness, because for the most part, I don't think my art style works with thicker lines, but at the same time, if the lines are too thin, it just looks wrong. So, I don't know, I need to find some sort of compromise. Moving the mic a little bit. I keep hitting it with my pen. I've been doing this project over the summer. It's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with YouTube. I call it my VHS variety hour. I've got some blank tapes, and I'm taking those blank tapes. I'm finding miscellaneous media, like commercials, movies, clips from TV shows and whatnot, from anywhere from like the 70s to like the early to mid 2000s, and putting them on that tape so that when you walk into my room, you see the CRT with that tape playing, and it's kind of just like, I don't know, like walking into a Blockbuster or something, seeing the latest hit films playing in the corner. That's the best analogy I have for it, best comparison. So far, I have about an hour's worth of content. It's fine and all, but like having hours worth of various miscellaneous media from years ago on my hard drive is really doing a number on how much free space I have. I think it's currently taking up about 6 gigabytes, the tape can hold about 6 hours, so I've only occupied about a sixth of the tape, and I have 3 of them. Unfortunately, my TV, the other CRT I have that's about 14, 17 inches, it only has an audio and a video. It doesn't have all 3 RCA cables, so if I put like music videos, you only get some of the instruments, which is unfortunate, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I'm skipping the orange, going straight to the white, just so I can get that over with. I figure it's the easiest one to do, because I can just kind of scribble. I really could use a bigger brush here. I bought a bunch of games last year during the Steam summer sale that I've been meaning to play. And for some reason, last summer I said, okay, I'm going to play all these, and I didn't. So I'm just now getting around to them. I got Celeste, the Master Chief Collection, about $80 worth of stuff. I got Worms Reloaded, various other things. Very good deals on there. Celeste is really fun. Of course, I suck at it, but like, it has really nice art, and it's addicting. I would stream it, but I don't think this computer can handle streaming games, at least not above 10 frames per second, and I'm not really willing to chance it. So for the time being, I won't be doing any streams of games that come from the computer. I've gotten into TF2, well, back into TF2. I was into it for about a month, and then the bot problem got really bad, so I couldn't play it at all. But they fixed it to some extent recently, and I can actually get into a game now, and it's fun. It's like Overwatch, but it's like actually fun, because I can play it, and I don't get screamed at for picking the wrong character. I can, like, you know, have fun. I'm not very good at it, but you don't really need to be good at TF2 to have fun. What other collabs am I in? I know I'm in, like, this is bad. I've lost track of the amount of collabs I've signed up for. Oh yeah, I'm in the Sponge Out of Water collab. That one, we're redoing the second SpongeBob movie, and it's a pretty popular collab. I don't know how many of you came from the Discord server. I posted the stream link in there. But, I have like a 2-second scene in it. I didn't want to do anything... Hold on, I gotta let my dog out of the room. I didn't want to do anything too large. Nothing that I couldn't handle. Because I figured otherwise I wouldn't have the time to do it. I'm already doing so much stuff this summer. I have like a 3-minute skit in my mind that I'm trying to do. I haven't started writing or anything. It's just like a loose idea. But once I get writing, it'll be good. I hope. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I have a whole list of ideas I haven't gotten to. I figured I ramble about Oingo Boingo so much that I might as well just make a video where I go through their discography and review it, I guess. I don't normally do reviews. I've only done 2, I think. And those were years ago. They weren't very good. I did Luigi's Mansion and Hat in Time, I think. I don't look too fondly at my old videos. They're not very good. I think I enlisted a good 90% of them. Anything that doesn't have to do with animation. And I kept my first video up just for archival purposes. But besides that, they're mostly revoked. Okay, VC, I will be doing the Oingo Boingo review. That'll be fun. It's been a while since I've done like a long scripted video. It'd be nice to do that because I just recently got a new mic. It's the Blue Yeti Nano. So I wanted a smaller one. The Nano's nice. I mean, the normal Blue Yeti is nice and all, but it's big and it doesn't fit on my desk. So I got the smaller one, and it'd be nice to test it out on a video. It's been a while since I voiced anything. I haven't done any form of... I think it's been close to a year since I've done any form of voiceover for like an animation or something like that. At some point I'd like to get back into YouTube poops. That's the reason I got Sony Vegas to begin with. It was so I could make YouTube poops, and I never did. I don't know. I had all these ideas, and then I just lost them the second I got to editing. Also, Sony Vegas is kind of confusing and like daunting. I've tried watching tutorials, and it's still a challenge to sit down and get myself to understand how to use that thing. Oh well. Premiere is the same way. It's slightly less daunting. The user interface looks slightly more inviting, I guess, but I don't know. For the time being, I don't really feel like learning it. There's a lot of things I want to learn at the moment. I want to learn programming. I purchased a game development course a while ago. Normally it's like $1,000, but it was on discount for like $40, so I snatched that up, and I look forward to viewing it at some point, but I just don't have the time. Nor the will to sit down and watch all of that stuff. I was surprised. My viewership actually improved. I posted Finland, the other SpongeBob animation. It was a test for the Sponge Out of Water collab to get into that one. I didn't think it would do well, and it did. It's almost at 1,000 views, which is my second highest performing videos, as far as I'm aware. The other one was, whoops, you have to put the CD back in your computer. That one has 44,000 views, inexplicably. Which I wish that hadn't been the video of mine that blew up, because it's not even that good of an animation, but oh well. I posted like 5 things since that video, so I don't blame people for not watching any of my other stuff. I wouldn't stick around if, I don't know, my upload schedule's inconsistent is the point. I need to get better at that. Oh lord. I think OBS is it's tempting my Clip Studio Paint to shut down. I need to start clicking save more often. I like to believe my art has improved in the last year. It looks slightly better. I can do slightly more dynamic poses. For the most part, I'm still just restricted to drawing the same 5 or 6 silly faces and the same like 3 body types. I can't draw women. Don't know why. I guess I'm just used to drawing gender ambiguous blob like creature things more than I am humans. I'm starting to run out of space to display things. Um, I've got a couple little minifigures on top of my VCR, and a lot of them are in their boxes, which is a nice thing. I love having things in their boxes. It looks much nicer than out of the box, but it also takes up a lot of space. There's this one Simpsons figure, it's of Homer, and for whatever reason, all of the boxes, they made it so that they're as obnoxiously large as possible, and they're also the most inconvenient shape to where they just barely stand up straight on a shelf, and they occupy about half of the VCR. So that's nice. My wires are all over the place. I keep having to make sure I'm not close to tripping any of them. The underside of my desk is extremely messy. It's literally just all of my USB cables, like my keyboard, my mouse, my tablet, everything is funneled through these large cardboard tubes into the USB port on the side. And that cardboard tube is taped to the top of the desk or the bottom of the desk. And I just hope and pray that it doesn't come undone. So whenever I want to move my keyboard or my mouse out of this room, I have to unfunnel it from the cardboard tube, and it's a hassle. I need more USB ports. I had to unplug my other mouse because I ran out of ports. I think I have 6 available. Oh lord. It would appear my little brother has gotten into my account and typed a hilarious message that I can't. I can. It's been removed. It was a hilarious singer. Anyways, I don't know what I was thinking making such a. I planned to stream for about 2-3 hours, but I only have so much to say. Um, Only enough topics to keep a conversation going for about an hour at most. I've already run out of things to say. They put Hotel Hell on Hulu. I'm excited to watch that, I guess. Gordon Ramsay is a guilty pleasure of mine. Speaking of guilty pleasures, I've been meaning to watch the Nostalgia Critics backlog of movies, Kick-Assia, Suburban Nights, and To Boldly Flee. I'm pretty sure the only one that's like actually watchable is Kick-Assia. The other ones are like 3 hours long and completely unbearable. But I feel like it'd be a fun challenge to sit through them. Doug he's quite a character. At some point, I'd like to start collecting vinyl. Don't know what I would collect exactly. Back to the topic of Oingo Boingo, I'd probably collect that. Maybe some Talking Heads albums, the Beatles. I don't know. It'd just be fun. Vinyls are essentially just large posters. Well, they're not large, but they're glorified posters. They sit on your shelf and they have nice designs and they might sound better than Spotify. I could be ignorant. I don't know. Maybe there's more to vinyl. I don't really care too much about sound quality. I can hear it, it's enough. If it comes to both ears, great. Um, I don't know, I feel like it'd be fun to own, but I don't have anywhere to put a turntable. Then I have to worry about my records getting warped and the proper turntable and keeping the records clean and all that. And then I also have nowhere to store the records. I'm already running out of space for my other things I hoard. I have about 40 games from the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the N64. They sit on a shelf in the corner of my room. Very small shelf, and I'm already running out of space. I hope the people in the chat had a nice 4th of July. I sure did. It was alright. I usually don't do too much for 4th of July. Um, I got some fireworks, like $50 worth, and they were all very lame. They didn't do much for me. They made some sounds, they barely came up off the ground, and that was about it. By the end of it, it was just a big ball of smoke. It's quite riveting. I'm seeing how many frames can I recycle the same color for without having to insert a new one. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, for the most part, the color just kind of it stays the same. The lines don't move until around this frame. After that, I don't have to draw or insert any new colors, which is good for me because it makes my job easier. It took a really long time to figure out what the bubble bass design would look like because originally, I'll go back to the first frame where everything's properly colored. Hold on. I couldn't figure out the lips. The lips on the official design are much thinner and they are generally longer going this way. But I decided against that. I wanted to make him look more like I don't know, a bullfrog, something like that. Something. I might sound crazy here, but I just felt like bigger lips made the design look better. His glasses were another thing. Figuring out the pupils, how big they should be, figuring out the size of each lens, and in the official design, he doesn't have any ears, so his glasses literally just go off to the side, which looks weird, but like I also didn't think he looked good with an ear, so I left it as is. For the most part, everything else was fine. Figuring out his arm length was another issue. Because if you make them too skinny, it doesn't match with the general roundness of the rest of his body. But if you make them too big, then it just looks weird. But I think I found a nice in between. I apologize if it sounds like I'm falling apart. It's just the heat of my humble abode. I wonder if eventually we'll have an AI that can do the coloring for us, and maybe even the line art. The line art will come much later, but I'm certain eventually we'll have an AI that can do the coloring for us. Oh yeah, that AI would be a dream come true. It would be very nice. It did. Let's see. It did. The music is not playing. That's nice. Properties. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Is the music back? It looks like it's back on my end. If it's not, let me know, I guess. I don't think this stream should run too much longer, because at some point the colors just kind of remain stagnant and the lines don't move. Okay, good. The music is back. It's no longer a problem. Good. I'm not going to worry about the fine details. I'll do that off stream. I just want to get the basic colors done. I don't think I'll be shading it either. I already said that, but to reiterate, I'm not doing the shading on stream. I'm now moving on to coloring in the orange. Maybe I will just resort to scribbling in things and then I can fix that up later off stream. It is much faster just doing it this way. I'm gonna do this for the next 80 or so frames. Yes, Dr. JPEG Live real. I was fake last time. It was a figment of everyone's imagination. If you've missed the previous part of the stream and the explanation, I'm just doing basic coloring of our friend Bubble Bass here, and then I will be shading it off stream. No animation work, the line art's already done as far as I'm concerned. I'm too lazy to go back and fix anything. Currently the music playlist loops about 2.5 hours worth of content. At some point, I'm gonna go through and find enough for like 4 hours. That would be my hope. I can't imagine I would ever stream that long because I would 100% run out of things to talk about. Then I'd just kind of be sitting there in a cold sweat. It'd be boring and awkward. I don't have a pop filter at the moment for my Yeti Neo, so I'm using an old sock. I haven't worn that sock in ages, and it was washed beforehand, so it works. At least I hope so. As far as I could tell, I wasn't having any issues with my spit getting through it, so the sock is gonna stay for now until I can afford the $10 on Amazon for a pop filter. Maybe someday. The animation looks a bit rough to me. I'm not going to play it now because it's going to lag if I try to play it and you won't get the full animation anyways. But the idea of the animation is he's chewing his delicious Krabby Patty. He realizes there's no pickles, or so he says. He kind of reclines and then his head pops up as if he's shocked, and he says the iconic line, "Still no pickles." But the part where he anticipates like shutting his eyes and popping his face up, if that makes sense, it looks weird to me. Of course, I can't play it now because it'll look weird and laggy on stream, but trust me, it doesn't look right. I can't exactly identify what is wrong about it though. So that's the problem. It just looks wrong. It's completely irrational. I could try toning it down, but I don't really want to do that because the idea was to not make it an exact copy of the original scene. Then it would be pointless to reanimate it in the first place. But if I need to tone it down, I might. It's much easier doing the colors on this than it was on my previous animation for Finland. For that one, I had to do SpongeBob's hands on separate layers, so it would line up with the background and I could like adjust things. And because of that, certain colors would be overlapping constantly with his main body, and I had to keep going back and adjusting that, and by the end of it I had probably at least 50 different layers for SpongeBob and Patrick combined, and it was quite a hellish experience. I didn't bother shading it because by the time I had done the flat colors, I was completely over it. I'm very late to the game here. Which project is this for? This is for one of the collabs I've entered. This is Pickles Reanimated. It's Bubble Bass's introduction to the SpongeBob series. And for those not familiar, people who can't identify episodes based on titles, like me, it's the episode where Bubble Bass comes to the Krusty Krab. He keeps eating Krabby Patties, and he keeps insisting there's no pickles on his burger, so he can get free stuff. But by the end of the episode, it's revealed that he's been hiding them under his tongue. It's a good episode. It's a fine episode. I chose to do it because the line "still no pickles" is something I quote constantly. Nobody else does, but whenever they forget my pickles on a burger, I happen to quote it. Yes, the iconic pickle episode. Okay, I've done the basic colors for his tank top. I'm now gonna do some erasing so it fits within the lines. I'm a good boy, and I will make art that fits within the lines. That looks fine. This line here, for those unfamiliar with Clip Studio, this little purple, well, it's not really, it's like a bluish purple. This little line here separates everything in this white area is invisible to the camera. So I can go crazy with the colors here. I can put whatever I want, and no one can stop me. The tablet I'm using works much better than my old one. The old one I had was an XP Pen Artist 12, I believe. And it was alright, but my main gripe with it was that it was too slippery. It felt like drawing on glass, which it was. And granted, I probably could have bought like a paper-ish screen protector, but I didn't. But this one, the Huion Pro Canvas 13 or whatever, has the papery feel to it, and I like that because I feel like I draw much better with pencil and paper, but I hate doing traditional art. Traditional art is fun and all, and I feel like it's more loose than digital, but it is very much a hassle because obviously there's no Control-Z option. You don't have all the conveniences of digital. On the topic of Control-Z, I recently got a device called the Razer Tartarus. It is essentially a hotkey pad, and you can map whatever you want on it, and I have the Control-Z button, and it is the single most useful thing on the planet. I would use the button on my tablet, the buttons that come installed on the tablet, there's about 6 of them, but I can't because I'm left-handed, and the tablet is built for right-handed people. So they put the buttons on the left hand, and that would require me to stop what I'm doing, stop drawing, and click Control-Z with my left hand. If that makes sense. I'm probably overcomplicating things, but anyways, you get the idea. Yeah, very useful device. It's a little big. This is also built for right-handed people, but it works just fine the way I use it as a left-handed person. I think the colors look fine. I tried to not just use the fill or just grab from the original episode. I wanted to use my own palette, and for the most part I did. I mean, I based all the colors off of the original color palette, but I tried to deviate a little bit. I think I made some of the colors slightly lighter. I'm stupid and I lack knowledge of color theory. It never occurred to me that I was trying to pick a color for Bubble Bass, and I set my thing, the color wheel, to green. And it never occurred to me that Bubble Bass isn't green. It's a weird shade of, like, grayish brown that happens to look green. It's a very ugly color, but it works well. But it's not green. Every other color is much simpler. It took a while to figure out, I don't know how to explain it, the difference between this color and this color, for his face. Oh, hey, Wumbo. Thank you. I hope it looks good. I'm almost done with it, actually. I just need to add the background characters and shade. And after that, I think... Oh yeah, I need to animate SpongeBob, but he's only there for like 2 seconds in the clip, so... And literally all he does is blink, so it shouldn't be that much work. Wow, we've been going for an hour and 1 minute. I think I'll go for about another hour. It shouldn't take me longer than that. I don't think. I might try a different kind of gouache for the brush the next time around. Normally I just used the regular gouache at like 60% thickness, but I might try thin gouache, and I might try this other brush called Pointillism. Pointillism is the brush I use for my backgrounds, because if you blend it, it looks really nice and it gives it like a textured look. Anyways, back to gouache. I don't remember what brush I use for shading. It's been a while since I've shaded anything. It's kind of unfortunate to admit, given that shading is kind of essential to most art, but oh well. I recently renewed my Switch Online subscription, so I can get back to playing Smash Ultimate. That's about all I play on there. That and Tetris 99. I have an unhealthy addiction to Tetris 99. It's a very simple game, but it's also very addicting. Smash Ultimate's fun too. I main King K. Rool, and he's fun because he's a big, stupid crocodile, and it's fun to screw with people. Normally I must admit, I just spam his crown and his cannon a lot. But it works. Maybe I'll look at other things to get on Switch Online. I don't know of much things that actually use the software. I got Splatoon 2 when it came out years ago, I think 2017, and I think I played it once and never again, because I realized for the other 90% of the game you need an online subscription, and I didn't have one at the time, so I might revisit it. I might get Splatoon 3, depending on how Splatoon 2 feels. I don't know what the consensus is on Splatoon 3 in the community, if they are... I mean, I know they're excited for it, but like, if they genuinely believe it's going to be a good game, I have no idea. On the topic of controversial games, well, I mean, not necessarily controversial in Splatoon 3's case, I don't think, but anyways, Sonic Frontiers It looks... Personally, I think it looks fine. I don't know what everyone's talking about. It looks... The graphics look a bit odd to me. I don't think Sonic works in a realistic setting at all, and I wish they would have tried to not do that, but besides that, it looks fine, I guess. Okay, it looks like his lower half is completed. Oh, whoops. There's a massive oversight on my part. I need to figure out what frame that's on. This one, okay. That went much quicker than I thought it would. I forgot I really only had to color about 20 different drawings. For the most part, I held a lot of frames for a lot of drawings for like 2-3 frames, which adds up. The animation itself only lasts about 132 frames, I think. Yeah, 132. I may or may not keep the face cam. I mean, I like how it looks. It looks fine, but I always look greasy, A, and B, I don't know, it's just easier to do a voiceover. It's less effort, but I also spent money on the webcam and the green screen, so I'd like to get my money's worth. It's fun having a green screen. There's so much potential. At some point, I'd like to recreate the floating Wario head from that one meme. Every copy of Mario 64 is the Wario apparition from the every copy of Mario 64 is personalized meme. That would be a fun one. Oh, I admit it, I'm a greasy gamer. It might be the Diet Sam's. That'll do it to you. Okay, after I've made this frame, I'm done on the lower half and I can move on to his arms, his fin thing here, and his face. Which I can't imagine will take too long. Making sure I wasn't muted. I thought I was muted for the last like 5 minutes and I almost had a heart attack. I might do a Smash stream at some point. Smash Ultimate looks like it'd be a fun game to stream. Lots of content there. But I don't know, my gamer rage might get to me. I'll do the Smash stream in between working on the Oingo Boingo review, the discography analysis, if you want to call it that. This is Clip Studio Paint. The brush I'm using is gouache. This version of Clip Studio Paint is quite expensive. It'll run you like $200, I think. Oh, my alerts work. Wumbo, thank you for the subscription. But yeah, it's Clip Studio Paint, and I do really like the variety in brushes. There's a lot of like custom brushes that people upload to the community server thing, and they're very useful. They look great. A lot more diverse than the previous program I used. I think... What did I use last? I think the last program I used was OpenTunes, and OpenTunes was garbage. It was unstable. The frames looked weird, everything looked weird, the layout was very unintuitive, laggy, crashed. I remember I made a New Year's animation, and it was about 5 seconds long, and I had colored all the frames, I was ready to upload, and OpenTunes crashed and deleted half of my work. So I think that was the breaking point, and I used Blender Grease Pencil for like a month, which I then moved on to Clip Studio because the brushes look better. You're welcome, Wumbo. I'm glad I could help identify the program. I've been meaning to downgrade back to Windows 10. I've been on Windows 11 for a while now, and it's alright, but there's this one issue where my Bluetooth headphones, whenever I like pause a YouTube video and I come back to it after like 5 minutes, it will lag, like the audio will be behind the video by like 3 or 4 seconds sometimes, and it's really bad. And I need to fix it. It's an issue. I tried calling Microsoft, well, I didn't call them. I went to their website. I went to Microsoft support. They could not help me. They were nice about it, but they couldn't help. So it looks like I'll just be downgrading back to Windows 10. Oh well. Windows 11 really doesn't have much to offer. It makes everything more like Mac, which is fine and all, I guess, but I don't know, it's not worth it. My headphones worked back in Windows 10. Okay, everything looks okay here. It's not polished, but it's serviceable for the moment, so I'm gonna move on to his arms. If I could just find that layer. We'll do his left arm first. I think I might end up doing more of these streams because they force me to sit down and do work. Normally I'll just procrastinate to death. Well, it looks like the colors on the left arm don't change at all. So I don't need to draw any new frames, which is good because I don't really want to. So, moving on. Right arm. I really should have labeled these layers. I'll do that later. It's weird. I need to fix my first frame now. It looked fine earlier. Oh, okay. This arm should be easy, because it's just one straight color. Just gotta make a big blob, and then erase the edges, so it fits in the lines. I'd like to start buying more VHS tapes at some point. I don't know if they're worth it though, because again, I don't really have space for any of that, but I really like the look of VHS tapes, and all the boxes are really cool. It'd be a fun piece to display. Then again, they'd start deteriorating. A lot of tapes are starting to wither away. Can't imagine many of them have many years left. By 2050, I imagine most of them will be obsolete. I mean, I hope not, but that's what it's looking like. Because most of them aren't stored properly, they're just shoved in moldy attics to rot for years on end. There we go. Now it looks semi-okay. Again, I will polish this later, but right now we're focused on nothing but absolute essentials. It'd be nice to do an animation on like traditional like cells, like celluloid plastic paint, paper, and pen. I've tried doing stuff like that before, but it's very difficult, obviously. A lot more money involved for even like short loops, which I don't have the money to do that. I have like about 100 sheets of plastic that I could use as cells that I got like a year ago. I haven't touched any of them because I just haven't had the will to go and painstakingly draw all of the frames out on paper and then transfer them to cell and then paint them without touching the cell, because then you ruin it. Forgot I need to be saving my animation more often, because OBS could very well make my thing crash. I'm very glad I switched to Clip Studio, because if I were still using OpenTunes and I tried doing a live stream, OpenTunes would have crashed about a minute into the stream. I love OpenTunes. Maybe I'll go back to it one day, just as like a fun challenge. I don't know. I'd like to learn how to do Blender. Again, I did Grease Pencil very briefly. I think I used it in maybe 2 animations, but I just don't have the time to right now. It'd be really nice because obviously the main gimmick of Grease Pencil is that you can very easily merge 2D and 3D assets to do a lot of fun things with like parallaxing and 3D models and whatnot, which that also requires me to learn 3D modeling if I want to do anything in Grease Pencil. Which I don't have don't have the time or the computer. I mean, I could make the models, but they would take years to render. I don't know, maybe I'll put that on my back catalog of things I need to do before I die. Oh my god, I just realized my job is so much easier. If it overlaps into the face, never mind. I thought the fact that this color overlaps into the face area wouldn't be a problem because the face and the arm are the same color, but on this side of his face it is not, it is a lighter shade. So I can't do that. Oh well. I could do that with the other arm, and not this one. That's another thing I need to practice is animating efficiently. Because I can pump things out in like a week or two if I really sit down and try, but I know I could get things done much quicker if I weren't so easily distracted. I've been meaning to practice anatomy, but I don't really see... I mean, I get where people are coming from when they say you need to learn anatomy regardless of what art you do, but I draw very cartoony, stupid people, so I don't really see the point of it. I mean, I get it, like, learn the rules so you can break them, but at the same time, I have no use for drawing these realistic figures, because I'll never... that's not what I'm gonna be doing anyways, so I don't know. I purchased Richard Williams's animator survival kit years ago, and I've only ever read about 60 pages worth. I don't know why. I should maybe do that. Sounds a little important to read the rest of that, but I'll get around to it someday. Hopefully not in the distant future. My plan for next year is likely to, during the summer, when I'm not in school or doing any of that, to just sit down and spend the next 2 months doing nothing but animating, so that I have roughly a year's worth of content to release over a year. So by the time the next summer rolls around, I can just take that 2-month hiatus to animate and release another year's worth of content, if that makes sense. I don't know how realistic that plan is, but I'd like to do that at some point. That's the reason I'm doing all these collabs, is it forces me to give myself deadlines and guidelines. Normally, when I do an animation, I can procrastinate all I want because no one is pressuring me into releasing these, but I do actually have expectations to meet when I do a collab. I'm kind of getting burnt out on doing collabs at this point. I might do 1 or 2 more, but like, I don't know. I feel like I should take a break from them after a while. I think I did. I resigned from... I pulled myself out of the ARG Reanimated collab, because that one... It's a fun episode and all, but I don't have the time, A, first and foremost, but B, the project is also moving along at a snail's pace. It's getting nowhere. Like, there are updates maybe once every 3 months on that project. I don't have much faith in it. I mean, Godspeed to anyone who's doing that collab, but I don't have it in me. Just occurred to me, that's another thing with Blender, is I couldn't figure out colors in Grease Pencil. Nor could I find out brushes. Only the few basic ones. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. That's a possibility. We've been running for an hour and 26 minutes. Wow. Another thing I've considered doing is, well, this is more of like an abstract, like maybe in the distant future when I'm doing absolutely nothing for fun, I will maybe make music. I had an idea for an album. It would be called Moments in Time, and it's essentially just about, well, moments in time. It's various stories of people, like characters that represent things, places, nothing grand, but I feel like that'd be fun. It's very, I sound like a madman describing this to anyone, because it's a very vague concept, but at some point I'd like to do that. I say at some point a lot. I'm not gonna stop. Maybe at some point. Kind of sad. I've had these same animation ideas taped to my desk on the side on like sticky notes, and I haven't gotten to doing either of them, which I probably should have. Oh well. To anyone still left watching the stream, it would really help if you could give me your thoughts on the music, the stream layout, the little spinning logo in the corner, things like that. Audio levels, just for future reference, so I know what works and what doesn't. Okay, well that's good. Thank you for the input. Okay, good. When picking the music, again, mostly just video game soundtrack stuff, but a lot of it was like, I was afraid it was going to be too bombastic and like loud, which would really clash with me just casually coloring things if the music sounds like so loud and adventurous and fun, and I'm just kind of sitting there. Maybe I'll add more classical, smooth music. Spinning is okay. Okay, well that's good. I like the spinning logo. It's meant to resemble an old, I don't even remember when it was from, but my mom had an old work computer, and the Windows screensaver was this spinning clock. It was in 3D, it would come up, it would spin, it'd be like 9:03 p.m., very blocky 3D text, and have like a little trailing effect. And I tried to imitate that to the best of my abilities without actually making any 3D models. That's 2D text meant to look like 3D, kind of. I might improve it. I need to fix its rendering. It's rendered in 1080p when the stream would probably run smoother if I rendered it at 720. How am I still alive? Through sheer will and determination, I'm determined to finish coloring Bubble Bass in all his beautiful glory. I've somehow managed to keep a conversation going for an hour and a half, which is very surprising to me. Normally I run out of things to talk about. My desk is very messy at the moment. Lots of things out of place, game boxes, wrappers. Did I do the APs last year? No. I didn't take any APs last year. Doesn't look like I'll have to do too many new frames for this arm here. Looks, for the most part, it's done. It'll be done moving in a couple frames, hopefully. Less work for me. I should probably clean my tablet screen. I do a lot of back and forth scratching with the pen, which accumulates, obviously. That's never good. I hope I'm not putting too much pressure on it. I assume it can take the amount of pressure I put on it when I color. How is the video quality on your guys' end? Does the stream look alright? Can you decipher everything? I think Evaporate is copyright-free music. Possibly, probably. That's why I used mostly game soundtrack stuff, because no one's going to sue me for using... Perhaps. Maybe I might play Evaporate. I used mostly game soundtrack stuff, so no one will sue me for daring to use video game music from 20 years ago from a SpongeBob game. There is SpongeBob music on here. There's from Revenge of the Flying Dutchman on GameCube, and I think PS2 also. Only a couple tracks. That game only has 9 tracks, actually. Very limited soundtrack. That game is not very good. If you've never played it, it's not a quality game. I have nostalgia for it, but it is not a good game. Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. It's like oddly eerie because they play the same 3 tracks for the powers you get. And that's about it. They have, I think, 3 different unique overworld music tracks, but besides that, nothing. The missions are all very mediocre and kind of boring. It's confusing for a 7-year-old. Wow, you lost to Dr. Mario. Hashtag loser. I just said hashtag loser. That was honestly... I must admit, I've just had a cringe moment. That was cringe. I'm going to lose subscriber. That one SpongeBob game for the DSi. I'm trying to think, there's a lot of SpongeBob games on the DSi. Might it have been... No. There's Creature from the Krusty Krab on there, I know that much. They ported it for some reason. Maybe the racing game? I don't know. I think THQ should do a Lights, Camera, Pants remaster. That would be quite epic, I must be honest. A Lights, Camera, Pants remaster, they could do online multiplayer. And that game is already good, so all they really need to do is spruce up the graphics and fix the AI in some minigames and do online multiplayer, and they've got a $60 full price game that I will buy. I think there is also Lights, Camera, Pants music in that playlist somewhere. 2 or 3 songs. Or they're not songs, the better word would probably be tracks, but I don't really care about proper terminology too much. Oh, the movie I went to see Black Phone. And Black Phone, in case you're unaware, it's a pretty by-the-books horror movie. It's kind of a slasher, and it's... It was alright. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. It has a lot of child actors, which is usually bad. The lead child actor was good, but everyone else was kind of... no. And the jump scares were as few as there weren't many jump scares in that movie, which I do like. Jump scares can be done well, but usually they're very cheap and lazy. The few jump scares they had were completely unwarranted. They did the stupid thing where it's just quiet and they play a loud sound effect. It's very cheap. I mean, it got me, but they didn't deserve that. I have not seen The Rise of Gru yet. As much as it pains me to say that, I have not seen The Rise of Gru. It's surprising. I thought people were going to be very critical towards Rise of Gru, and I honestly can't tell, like, if it's genuinely an okay movie, or if it's like bad, or if it's actually really good. Because the other Minion movies, well, the other Despicable Me movies, they're basically Minion movies at this point. perfectly okay. Despicable Me 1 is actually good. 2 is pretty bad, and 3 is horrible. But I know people have definitely taken the Morbius approach to Rise of Gru, where it's a funny joke to go see it. I can't tell if anyone actually likes the movie. I watched Morbius. Morbius was something. It was funny. There's a scene where Dr. Michael Morbius is standing in front of... They're in a subway. He's being confronted by his dear childhood friend, Milo, who also has the ability to morb. And to get away from this, Dr. Michael Morbius jumps in front of the subway train, and he spreads his outfit as if he were a flying squirrel so he can get around. I think I saw an edit where someone put Sonic Adventure music over it. Very fitting. Anyways, my Morbius review. Great movie. Jared Leto is a quality actor. Did you watch the bad Doctor Strange movie, which was worse graphics and animation than Scooby-Doo? I did watch The Multiverse of Madness. I assume that's what you're talking about. I liked it. It was weird, which is to be expected. It was goofy, which I do like. It didn't take itself too seriously. You found the SpongeBob game. Which SpongeBob game? Truth or Square. Okay, I haven't played that one. Actually, yes, I have. I had it on Wii. I assume the one on Wii and the one on DS are completely different games, because that's usually what they did. But I have played Truth or Square. It was extremely difficult, but that could also just be a product of me being stupid as a little 8-year-old. If you did have Truth or Square on DS, what did you think of that game? Is it worth playing? Okay, yeah, the one on Wii was extremely difficult too, so I'm glad I'm not the only one who has bad memories of games titled SpongeBob SquarePants Truth or Square. I was really bad at games when I was a child. I could not play, like, even the most basic games. I mean, I loved playing them, but I would typically stay on the same, like, first 3 or 4 levels before turning it off because I was too bad to progress. That's why I have an irrational fear of games like even Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, because as a 7-year-old, it was just constantly, like, for the time trial mission specifically, I don't have a fear of it, that's a poor word, but, like, they're uneasing because as a 7-year-old, I was just in constant agony of, like, being afraid I would die because I was really bad at it. Same with Mario 64. Of course, I've conquered my fear of those games. Oh yes, I'm very excited for F period next year, James. I may or may not get to doing the face on stream. My plan was to stream until 9, but I might just cut it short. I don't know. I might stick around. It's not that long. I have not conquered my fear of 64, I'll be real with you. Yeah, 64, it's fun and all. I have the original. I don't know if you're talking about the original or DS. But I was really, really bad at that game, and I can't really get past, like, I can't do, what's it called? Dire Docks. I'm really bad at that level. Any water level in games, I cannot play it. Okay, yeah. I I have a unique experience with 64 DS. It was fun. I beat it, I think, but like I was never really good at it. I spent a lot of time just playing the mini games, doing the Luigi card games and the one with Mario on like the trampolines. The water levels are jank. They're horrible. I hate them. Which controversial statements. Water levels in video games are bad. That's my controversial statement of the week. I don't think there's a single Mario game in which I enjoy the water levels. You know, I forgot about um, the, the Haunted Mansion in Mario 64. That the developers thought it would be okay to put a sentient piano with giant sharp teeth in it, and then they had like the hellish carnival music playing. They thought that was okay for a children's game, which I mean, I get it, standards were different in the 90s, but at the same time, I'm just gonna say it, I'm gonna say the iconic line, what were they thinking? Same with Ocarina of Time. The Shadow Temple is very unnerving. I think I finished this arm, unless... Okay, I think the arm is done there. Even getting into the level is confusing. I mean, confusing for a 7-year-old, but like... I think I figured it out by accident. I was just spamming punch and I accidentally happened to kill one of the ghosts, the boos, and I got into the Haunted Mansion. At least I think that's how you get into it. I think. I don't remember. Yeah, no, the piano is not for the faint of heart, at least for 7-year-olds. Oh lord. My dogs are barking. I'm gonna mute my mic for a couple seconds here. Okay, they're still barking. I still have to leave my mic muted for just a couple more seconds. Bear with me here. Okay, I think they're done. I hope. I might have to go back into hiding. Now, if I could only find... Okay, that's it. There we go. I need to undo the scribbling I did on the previous frames. I'd like to go back to my old DS games. I have like 4 different DSs. I have a pretty significant DS library to go through. I definitely want to replay Partners in Time. A very important question. Guess what would that important question be? Who do I main in Mario Kart? Typically Wario. because Wario is fun. His horn sounds stupid. He's a big goofy fat man, and I love him. Sometimes I'll play Waluigi. Surprising, I play Wario. I also play Waluigi. But yeah, Wario. Who do you main in Mario Kart? Okay, I had to verify that my mic was unmuted from the previous time I muted it. Okay, I think we're done there. I can move on to... I was asking you, I was directing this at you. Who do you main in Mario Kart? You must answer within 30 seconds or you will face the consequences. Okay, we're now equipping the absolutely massive brush because I'm getting lazy. And I figure I don't really need the small brush anymore because we're not really working with a finely tuned small area. Bowser Jr., Rosalina. Okay, good choices. I probably should play a smaller character. I can't imagine Wario is too good for... He's pretty heavy. But I don't really care. Wario is fun. You know what, I'm just gonna leave that there. I will clean it up at some point. I don't think his fin thing moves at all until this frame. Other than that, it's completely stagnant. A Bowser Jr. enjoyer. Okay. No, I do not know who this is. If I had to guess, that Jenny. Okay. I thought so. How has your day been, Jenny? What have you been up to? Oh yeah, I forgot you were tested positive with COVID. How was COVID? Have the symptoms started kicking in, or are you asymptomatic? Playing Paper Mario. Sounds like a good way to spend your day. I need to get back into Origami King. It was fun for the four chapters I played. I also want to replay Thousand Year Door, maybe Super Paper Mario. That's the only Paper Mario game I beat other than Sticker Star. I hardly even consider that a Paper Mario game, so as far as I'm concerned, Super Paper Mario is the only one I've ever beaten. You do have symptoms, so that's unfortunate. I haven't had COVID yet, and I don't think I will. It's been dying down, as far as I know. And I haven't caught it up till now, so I don't think I'll catch it anytime soon. Sticker Star slander is very much allowed in this house. Sticker Star is so mid. Of course, I enjoyed it when I was like 7, but it's mid. I can't even... Sticker Star was like... It was fine, but it was just like a complete departure from the gameplay of... Well, I mean, Super Paper Mario was a departure, but that was fun. It was a departure in a bad way, because your attacks were based on items you picked up, and those items were very hit or miss. I don't know, I just didn't like it. I don't think you were here earlier when I said this, but I've decided I'm doing a review of the Boingo Boingo discography and posting it to this channel. It'll probably be a longer video. The battle system in Sticker Star, as far as I remember, was not good. I might be wrong. It very much lacked character. Literally, the only characters were toads. That's the same thing with Color Splashes. It had no one present besides toads, I don't think. I only played like 2 chapters of that game. It was not good. Actually, I think that is my main issue with that game, is that it feels so empty. There's nothing to it. All the worlds feel like completely uninhabited by anything besides nameless toads. But yes, the soundtrack is very good, and I think the bosses, for the most part, were good too. Yeah. Yes, the Poison Forest, very much a difficulty spike. My Prima strategy guide that I had when I was a wee lad, that rhymed, was very useful. I don't know why I bothered consulting the strategy guide. I had the internet at that time. Could have used it, oh well. I was on the internet at far too young of an age. I was watching YouTube poops when I was like... I want to say like 6, 7. Maybe even 5, 4. Which is not good. That's why I resonate a lot with people who remember like 2009 to like 2011 YouTube. Even though nobody else in this generation seems to remember stuff from that, which I understand. I think my love of YouTube poops at such a young age is definitely what shaped me to who I am today. I can still remember watching the hilarious Photo Mario edits of the olden days in Annoying Orange. And I think Zelda YouTube poops were becoming more popular too around that time. Yeah, I definitely think a big defining factor of Paper Mario and even like the Mario and Luigi games, the Mario RPGs in general, is like the side characters and like the bits. They define the series, and Sticker Star has almost none of that. You interact with your little crown companion, who I don't even remember the name of. Is it Kirsty? I don't remember. Besides that, you talk to some toads, and that's about it. Zelda White TPs were all the rage when I was a wee lad. The same edits of the Zelda CDI games. I can still... Well, no, I can't quote any of them. They're all very... I don't remember any of them too well. Oh, sorry, don't mean to disrespect the iconic Kirsty from Paper Mario Sticker Star. She was such a memorable character. So memorable, in fact, that no one ever talks about her. Okay, let's see. Alright, good. I don't have to do any more coloring for the fins. We're done here. Just need to eliminate the scribble. You're a Kirsty fan forever. Well, I hate to inform you, but you are sorely misguided. You'll notice I keep looking to my side. It's because I have the chat open in a separate tab to my side, so I have to keep bending my head over. That's not the looking in the other direction. I cannot speak today. Super Paper Mario was good. That was one of the ones I beat, and I remember liking it, even though it was too confusing for me. I still remember legitimately trying to collect 1,000,000 of the, I don't know, the diamonds in that one part legitimately instead of just cheating. Because I thought it is technically possible, but I was spending like hours. I was up at like 6 in the morning trying to beat that part legitimately. Mimi, that was her name, I remember now. I need to replay all the Paper Mario games. I bought Paper Mario, the original, on Wii U Virtual Console a while ago. I've been meaning to play it. I think I played the first chapter and nothing beyond that. It was alright. I remember the game, my local game shop, they had a copy of Paper Mario. The dude just brought it in. And I asked them, how much is Paper Mario? And they said, oh, why, it's $30. And I said, okay, I don't really think I'll do that right now. Because I had already bought like $70 worth of games. I didn't feel like spending 30 more. So I left. And I came back. And they decided that the game was now $100. Because they had checked eBay. And they just decided on a whim that it is $100 now. So I deeply regret not buying it then and there, because I could have gotten it for very much a bargain. Oh well, I'll get a legitimate copy someday. at 8:21, which means I will stream for maybe another 40 minutes. That seems like enough time to do his face. Oh shoot, I forgot about... Actually, never mind. I forgot his arm does not need any recoloring. It's fine that way, which is good. Okay. I can now move on to the centerpiece of all this, his face, starting with his forehead. Which I don't think moves until much later in the animation. Yeah, it doesn't move until here. This shouldn't take too long either, because outside of this, I don't need to draw any new frames for his forehead. I was just thinking about this one really funny Toy Story 2 ad. It's for the Toy Story 2 game on Nintendo 64, and the idea of the ad is that it starts at a family reunion of sorts, and this kid is standing in the corner of the backyard, and his auntie, she's this comically fat woman, she's like, "Oh, come to auntie." She's about to give him a hug, and then it cuts to the Toy Story 2 gameplay, and it's like, do you want to be Buzz Lightyear? Well, you can play him in the Toy Story 2 game on Nintendo 64. You can do this cool spin. And then the kid imitates the spin, and then the auntie ends up getting spun away to her death. All of this is to advertise Toy Story 2 on Nintendo 64. Seemed like that type of guy to be a big Luigi fan as a kid. Yes, I was a big Luigi fan, am a Luigi fan. I always pick Luigi if given the choice between the two Mario Brothers. Same applies to Cuphead. I always pick Mugman. I think Mugman just has a more charming design. Same with Luigi. I think his design is more dynamic. It's an inexplicable feeling, but I just prefer Luigi. On the topic of Luigi, I might do a Luigi's Mansion 3 stream, because if anyone here remembers, I did a Luigi's Mansion stream about a year ago, and it was horrible because my camera was a Logitech camera from like 2011, and my lighting was horrible, and everything about it was off. So I'd like to reprise that and maybe do like a good stream of Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't know when I would do it, but that'd be fun. Yeah, that stream was something. I can't necessarily say it was a good stream, but it was something. It was certainly the stream ever. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a beta Luigi cuck. I'm a beta male who sides with Luigi instead of the Chad Alpha Mario. I don't know why I decided to wear headphones for this stream. They're not playing anything. But if I take them off now, you'll see a massive dent in my head, in my hair, left from the headphones, and it's embarrassing, so the headphones are staying. Wow. 2 people joined the stream and immediately left. How rude. Can't believe I just quoted Jar Jar, of all people. Jar Jar Binks, I personally like him. He's a funny man. There's a famous George Lucas quote when he's talking about The Phantom Menace and the process of making that movie. He says, Jar Jar is the key to all this. He's a funnier character than we've ever had. And I agree with him. Jar Jar is the key to everything. But he definitely caused Palpatine to rise to power. He's the one who said Palpatine needs all emergency powers in, I think, Attack of the Clones. So he definitely doomed the galaxy. I'm tempted to go on a tangent about how much I hate the Star Wars sequels, but I'm not going to, because I've had that argument a million times over, and I'm not going to start it up again. Force Awakens is okay. The other 2 are somewhat abysmal. Rise of Skywalker is easily the worst one. Gotta really focus here so I can get all the fine details, make sure it stays within the line. We're at 8:30. I'll probably stream for another half an hour, and then I'll depart into the nether realms of my room, never to be seen again by humanity. If at any point the music goes out, please inform me. It went out earlier in the stream, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen again. If it does, I'll be very sad. I've recently gotten back into Minecraft. I've been working on I don't know what I'm working on. It's kind of just a building of some sort. Doesn't really... Right now it's looking like a castle, but the idea of this project I'm doing in Minecraft is just to let my hands do as they will, and whatever is produced by that, okay, it will just end up being an amalgamation of various buildings and whatnot. But it's fun. It's a nice game. It's relaxing. I can't bring myself to play survival because I'm not very good at it. Okay, it looks like for the most part everything is coming together, except obviously I need to fix the middle part of his face, i.e. the lips and the cheeks. I'll start with the other half of his face. Forgot I did them on separate layers. I want to add more fun little things to my stream. I might update my border, the surrounding purple square around the stream, make it animated. I had, in the last stream I did, the Luigi's Mansion stream, I had a GIF of King K. Rool playing at all times in the corner, I think. I want to bring that back. That was a fun little gimmick. As for other things, again, I want to expand on the music selection, put more variety into it. Bass is really an odd character to draw because, like, he's a fine character design. I'm not knocking his character design at all, but like, it was hard to translate him into my art style. I don't know, something about him, his shape, and like his features were all very weird. His tank top gave me a lot of trouble. I couldn't get it right for some reason. I just remembered I want to start doing some Lego stuff. Not on my channel, this would be personal. I can build Legos on my own time. I don't know. I feel like that'd be fun. Get like a Death Star set, like 1,000 pieces, and just put that together over the course of like 3 weeks. Maybe a Millennium Falcon. Something Star Wars, probably. I just realized the way his little cheek here is drawn, it doesn't make sense, because it... I don't feel like explaining it, but it doesn't make sense. So I'll color it, but if it doesn't look right, I'll have to fix things. Don't know why I'm still using such a small brush. Let's go to size 70, speed things up. Originally, I was going to draw a thumbnail for this, but then I found the perfect image from Lights, Camera, Pants of a cutscene involving Bubble Bass, and I think it speaks more volumes than any thumbnail I could have drawn ever would have. And I'm very happy with the end result. Normally the thumbnail is completely random. It's just an image on my hard drive. This time I decided to contextualize things, make it make sense. Contextualize probably isn't the right word, but I don't care. I apologize for the moments of silence. I've completely run out of things to say. Nothing insightful anyways. If there's anyone still here, I thank you for sticking things out, I guess. Hold on, I need to see what the official design looks like for a second. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's good. I'm glad someone's having fun with this stream. I was about to say this is my longest stream by far, but it's not. My Luigi's Mansion stream beats it by about an hour. I'm tempted to private that stream, but for archival purposes, I will leave it up. I'm a very big believer in archiving everything, even if it's not valuable stuff like my old videos. I won't delete them because, I don't know, I don't want them to become quote-unquote lost media. I recently downloaded all of them to my hard drive, just in case. I'll never watch them, because they're not good, but like, I don't know, it's good to have them secured. I honestly don't know what I was thinking with some of those. I mean, I'll give myself some credit, I was a stupid 6th grader, so like, of course none of the videos are going to be quality, but at the same time I had to have known what I was doing was not quality. I don't know, maybe I was just actually having fun then, and I just didn't care. I mean, I still have fun, but I like making presentable work. I don't know. Because how I used to do videos is I would run out, that's when I used to do live action stuff. I used to make skits, comedy skits mostly. Skits in general, skits are inherently comedic. I mean, I made skits mostly, but I also made short films. Also, I'm not gonna get into, I don't know, I'm not gonna police my words. Anyways, I would go out and I would put the camera down with a loose idea, and it wouldn't be funny because I only had an idea for a couple jokes. I had no script. It was only me and maybe my brother filming, so I had to work around the fact that I'm the only actor available because my brother would refuse to get in front of the camera for the most part. Okay, my dogs are barking again. I'm going to mute the mic for a couple seconds, maybe a minute. It is safe to unmute. I have officially unmuted. Gonna see if I can start looping things now. Because at some point, I made it so that the mouth, the chewing animation just loops indefinitely. I think we are at that point. Oops. Okay, you know what? I think I'm just gonna figure this out off stream. I don't know. I think I'm going to end here. Thank you all for watching. The next stream will probably be another animation related thing. I might do that Luigi's Mansion 3 thing I talked about. Anyways, I will leave you all now. Goodbye. I'm going to end the stream.